Welcome to the Citadel, arguably my best trio base to date using the popular egg footprint. It is an absolute tank with insane raid protection both online and offline. It features an open core that is covered by turrets, which can also be defended by players. Not only does this base have an open core, but also 3 unsplashable bunkers, each costing at least 15 rockets each. The Citadel is focused on great mobility in and around the base, offering multiple angles from the shooting floor. It has 3 mobility chutes, as well as utilising standard Y-gaps, as well as a mini mountain roof that allows it to shoot through the shooting floor. There is also space on the roof for multiple vending machines, alongside some great spots for some Widegap turrets that cover the compound, and these are covered by 2 layers of chain link. Pair all of these features with multiple respawn points and a spacious starting core, the Citadel might be the base for you. If at any point you like the content you see, please consider subscribing down below, it is greatly appreciated. We start off the tour, as always, with a standard disconnectable TC. It can be disconnected and reconnected as shown. There are 3 external TCs on this base. Here there is space for a respawn point if you require. Here is the upkeep of each of the externals. This base offers a very manageable low upkeep throughout wipe for the size of the base. We enter the compound through this airlock. As you can see, you also have windows to check the outside of your compound. You can go either way, left or right, through these double doors. As you can see, there is a turret covering each side of the compound. There are 2 fake entrances which can be used for drop-off loot or other deployables. On each of the 3 sides, these are the entrances to your side bunkers. Here we find space for some Patrico Peak bedrooms for extra respawn points. You can also close these double doors from your bedroom. Up here is the entrance to each of the 3 bunkers, as well as our mobility chute towards our shooting floor. By placing this twig here, we can open the bunker. You can close the bunker by simply destroying this twig. It can then be opened as shown. This ladder hatch leads to the shooting floor, I will show you that later. I advise you to lock those boxes inside the bunker in case raiders find an angle. Going to the other side of the compound is symmetrical by 3. Once again, another turret covers 2 sides of the compound. In here there is extra space for a large battery or an extra respawn point. By opening this chain link fence, we get some angles each side of the compound so we can clear it before we advance. Here we enter the real entrance. We can place an armored door here when we acquire it. Now we enter our starter core, which is easily enough space for a trio as well as many deployables early in wipe. Here is the upkeep of the main TC. There is space here for some deployables such as your workbenches and electric furnaces. We enter the open core through this single armored door and double door. There is space for 6 large boxes on each side. This area is covered by 3 turrets, 1 on each side. To make our way up to the shooting floor from the core of our base, we use this simple jump up passageway. You can replace this with ladder hatches if you prefer. This shooting floor area that allows us to shoot into our open core is covered by 3 turrets. Here are some of the angles that you can achieve from this area. On each of the 3 sides we have these shooting floor areas. This acts as our mobility chute as previously mentioned. And here is another way to access our bunker. The wall stacking from the bunker allows us to achieve this amazing angle through the side of the base. This can be used to surprise raiders. You can use this roof peak to achieve some decent head glitches outside and inside your compound. It can also be used in reverse to clear your shooting floor, as well as being able to retake your shooting floor from your ladder hatch respawn point. We exit the shooting floor through one of 2 sides. Here we find some normal wide gap peaks to shoot outside and inside our compound. These wind embrasures allow us to shoot across to the other side of the compound, as well as be used for peaks onto our roof. These peaks allow us to shoot through our shooting floor into our flank bedroom area, so it can be used in both ways. This single door allows you to clear the shooting floor before you advance using this garage door, and once again the same angles can be found. Entering the roof, we have space for 3 turrets, 1 on each side. There is also space here for 2 vending machines, to bait a raid or to trade your resources. You can also use these peaks from the shooting floor, acting as a mini mountain roof. This can be found on many different angles. The roof is honeycombed, and there is also space here for a SAM site. To start off the build, you want to place these 2 squares and triangle foundation to claim your build spot. It is very simple to set up this starter. You can also expand from a simple 1x1 if you don't have the resources early in wipe. Then simply seal it with a double door. You can then quickly expand this as shown. By placing this half height floor allows us to add our shelf inside our TC room. You can expand the starter as shown, adding a jump up on the left hand side. You want to also expand the door path towards your TC early in wipe to prevent door raids. You can then add honeycomb on the remaining side. Then add honeycomb to these sides too, coming off the square. Now, when you have the resources, you can expand into our open core. Expand as shown and make sure that you place a half height floor here. This will allow you to place your shelf in your open core. Do the same on this side, however you can keep this half height shelf as this is where you will jump up to your shooting floor. Place the shelves as shown and then you can add double door frames. This will allow you to shoot through from your shooting floor. Now simply honeycomb the sides as shown. Make sure to place a square frame here, this is where your ramp will go. Then you want to complete your jump up like so. You want to try and seal in this area early as someone could land on your roof and use it against you into your open core. We do that by placing these double door frames and then temporarily sealing them with a double door, as well as these permanent windows and single doors. This is what the base should look like. For the honeycomb, you want to place these two squares and triangle on this side. You can then honeycomb them all in, but make sure that you place a double door frame here on the left hand side of each side, and make sure to leave a gap for your auto turret. At this stage you can also honeycomb all the way upwards. On the third floor, you've got to make sure this wall is backwards. This will allow you to create the tiny peak inside the shooting floor area. It should look like this on all sides. Now you can place the double door frames in the fake entrances as well as your main entrance. Feel free to add chain link and early game turrets if you require them. Now to place the bunkers, we place these twig triangles, then build out by 4 squares, and come back with 2 half moons. This allows us to stay within privilege so we can simply demolish it instead of hatcheting it out. You can build out 7 squares and come back with half moons if you would like. If you're doing the method I'm doing now, you want to come back with 3 squares and then go back with 2 half moons again. You should be left with a tiny gap next to the main base. Place these final 3 triangles and upgrade them to metal. Place 1 square and then we will place 2 triangles on either side for our Patrico peaks. You can then expand forward by creating 1 half moon circle area. This is for your airlock. It should look like this. I would like to note that symmetry is enabled, you have to repeat this on all 3 sides. To connect it to the external TC, build out by 1 half moon, a square, and then place these final 3 triangles and you can upgrade them. It should look like this. You can place the airlock as shown. Finish the external TC like so. You want to make sure that you place 2 half-height walls on top of each other to enable the external disconnect wall to work. Now connect it to the external CC by placing the frames as shown. Make sure that the walls here face inwards. This will allow you to create a conditional that covers the gap. Make sure you rotate it the right way. Then simply finish the honeycomb on these 2 triangles. Make sure that these inner floors attach to the inside TC. Then upgrade these 2 to high quality metal. This is where your bunker will be. Now expand the external TC side as shown, making sure to add a doorway on the left hand side, and also making sure to create the conditional like before. We will quickly create our bedroom. You can simply finish the bunker at this stage though. We create our Patrico peaks as shown. To complete our bunker, we must make sure that these triangle floors are attached to the external TC. And make sure to add a frame for your ladder hatch. There should be a gap between the main TC and the external. You can upgrade these 2 floors to high quality metal, then upgrade this frame to stone or metal. Make sure before you seal your bunker you add your shelf like so. Make sure that you check your bunker works by placing twig first, before upgrading this wall to high quality metal. Now we will begin our shooting floor. Begin by placing these half-height walls as shown, followed by windows on top. Then you can place these 2 triangle floors, then upgrade them to Brutalist stone skin that will allow us to give us our head glitch. As you can see, the peak with standard stone skin is not very good. You can upgrade these to Brutalist skin to give you a better peak. We complete this area by placing a frame here and then these 2 floors. You want to wall in this area, making sure to add a half-height floor for your turret. Place these 2 low walls and then seal in the top like so. This area is now sealed. You want to make sure that you add a jump up like so. At this stage you can remove the double doors and replace them with chain link fence for your turrets. Now we will do our shooting floor. You can complete this upper area first, sealing it in with the double door closed for the wide gaps. However, in this case we want to do the wide gaps first. It is super simple to do this. You place 2 squares, 1 triangle, then come back with a half moon and leaving these triangles here. And make sure to delete the outside triangle. Then you can wall in this area. This is where your battery will be and extra respawn points. I would like to add that symmetry is still on, so you must repeat this on the other 2 sides. We can now connect this to the main TC, like so, using these frames. We can then build up to create our wide gap shooting floor. As previously mentioned, you can complete this inner shooting floor area by sealing it with a double door closed. However, we of course build the wide gap first. Make sure to add a single door frame and a double door frame on these little jump ups. Make sure to add these 2 frames, this will support the shooting floor. Finish off the roof by placing these triangle ramps. I would advise using one of these windows as a horizontal embrasure and then one as a window. You can now place your double door and make sure it is open. On the roof, I recommend upgrading these floors as shown to high quality metal. This can be done from the inside of the shooting floor later if you do not have this at this stage. You then want to add this middle triangle honeycomb, and then you want to honeycomb it using these roofs. You can then add a vending machine area on top. I would advise replacing this single door with a double door frame so you can put a garage door for added security. You can now add these vending machines for trading. Now we will start our compound. Place barricades on the entrances and turret pod areas. It may help to place these 2 trig triangles on either side to help with placement. You can then delete these afterwards. You can place the high external walls as shown. Now we will go through some deployables, starting off with the turrets, and then we will do some upgrades later in the video. If you have spare turrets, I'd advise putting them into these shooting floor areas. These will cover the shooting floor as well as the roof above. As you can see, it achieves a pretty decent angle onto the roof in case of a heli landing. I would like to reiterate that you must lock these boxes for the bunker to work effectively. I'm sure there is a better way of placing these boxes and achieving more storage, but this is one way of doing it. Even with the bunker sealed, you can open the boxes, this is why you should lock them. You want to repeat this placement on all three sides. These large boxes allow you to achieve some decent angles while crouching through the shooting floor. This medium battery can be used for early game electric furnaces. when you acquire the doors or HQM, I would recommend upgrading these doors and walls. On the back wall of the bunkers, you must upgrade these to high quality metal. And I would also advise rotating them so they're hard side facing towards the open core. These upgrades are quite expensive, so I'd recommend doing them at your own pace. If you enjoyed watching this video, please consider subscribing or leaving a like down below, it would be greatly appreciated. Feel free to join the Discord community down in the description as well. Thank you for watching.